challenging, yeah. But we manage it, and it's cool. I think it's different. It's a very different experience.
Yes, and most than anything, obviously you guys have adapted. You guys kind of went through with and following the great protocols that the athletic department has put there. And maybe if I could ask that same question to your other officers there, what have they found as the most difficult in this during this time?
Yes, well, all the practices we feel like have been very challenging, but we make it work, you know. We're social distancing. This year we haven't hooked up to each other the way we usually do, but we still do our kick line and our kicks, and we look great on that field.
All righty, that is what matters because you guys are what Del Rio's known for. I mean, the bells, your high kicks, and everything.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm gonna let the last officer over there set a little plug out there for you. I know you guys got a wardrobe out there that you guys need to get people in Del Rio to buy. Where do they find that?
Oh yes, we are selling our merchandise. It's gonna be on our Queen City Bell booster page. We have shared the link on Facebook, Instagram. I think that's everything. But all over social media. The link's there on our Facebook.
Oh, thank you very much. Like I said, support the Bells, support the Queen City Bells. By like I said, any questions, find them on Facebook on their booster. But what we want to see right here, really quick, before we hang up and you get back to practice, give me a little sneak peek. Let me see those freshmen, those sophomores working out. Let me see real quick if you can.
Yes, let me see if I can flip the camera.
There you go. Don't worry, don't worry.
We have some of the girls practicing our routine. And then on this other side, they are getting ready for the second routine that we have.
Oh, so since it's two. Obviously, that's one of the benefits of an officer. You kind of stand back and let them kind of be working out their crew there. Let's get a little, see. Can we get a little closer there? See them actually in practice and everything.
Sure. Over here is our second performance. We have two of our lieutenants over here, Emma Rios and Ariana Zambrano. And these are the girls working.
So cool right there, what we're seeing there. Definitely.
7, hit it, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Man, look at that Del Rio there. Like I said, right now, like I said, if you guys joining us on Facebook and YouTube, we got one of the Bells officers giving us a little heads up, a little sneak peek of their performance, what we're going to be seeing on the last home game. Obviously, everybody getting a quick workout, perfect weather. Para me, stay out there, practice. I love this weather. One thing I do got to say is I got to send a shout out to your coach. If you guys, can you please, I know it's Kayla, but like I said, she does a lot of great work there for y'all.
Yes, it's Coach Lopez and Miss Pina that we have here with us. They're always here with us, so I commend them. They take their time out of their days to be here with us.
All righty. Thank you for giving me this time out of y'all's busy workout, let alone you guys have to social distance. And, look at that, Del Rio. As people there are looking there, is everybody maintaining what they need to do with CDC guidelines and what great restrictions and everything that the athletic department is. But, girls, thank you. If I could just get a Go Rams go really quick before I hang up.
Yes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go!
All righty. Thank you, girls. Thank you for taking my call and have a great work the rest of your practice there.
Have a great one.
Thank you. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that was our Bells coming in and giving us a little quick sneak peek. Daniel now joining us in the studio. Daniel, what'd you think? Pretty cool,
How's
huh?
it going? Yeah, it was cool.
A little something different,
Yeah.
The football players. There's sometimes a little athletic supporters coming in there. How'd you like that? We got a guest today.
Yeah, we got a good guest.
I forewarned him, Del Rio. I forewarned Abram that says, hey, if you think me and Daniel are going to start getting in a fight, it's just let it go. We know how far I can go. Like I said, great lineup that we have for you guys today. We are going to talk about the NBA draft. Yes, we'll get to the DC 4Lers out there in a bit. Okay? DC 4Lers, I think I got 2 in the studio. I'm still alive after a year and something here doing the huddle with everybody that comes in here, either DC Foreller, and I'm still alive. So I don't think I'm doing that bad, Danny. But like I said, let's go to the people who watch the draft, virtual draft. I'm gonna start with Abram, then we'll hit up with Daniel. Who were the win? We'll go with the winners first. Who do you think was the winners of the NBA draft?
I did think. I mean, despite what we found out last night from Golden State, that James Wiseman. I mean, for the Golden State Warriors, you couldn't ask for a more perfect pick for what they needed. And you have a 5 to complement Draymond at the 4. Of course, you didn't expect to lose, second best shooter in NBA history on the same night you draft someone like this. But you still have Curry leading that, and then they kept Wiggins. Everyone thought that Wiggins was going to
leave.
Yeah, everyone thought that Wiggins was going to get dealt last night. So you end up keeping Curry. Keeping Curry, keeping Wiggins. Add Draymond, get you a 5 to go along with Draymond, and then I thought Charlotte getting LaMelo Ball. I think leading into here, I really don't know what happened with Edwards. I don't know if he had a great workout, whatever else, but LaMelo Ball was, James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball easily talked about all year. I think about being number 1. Cole Anthony, who dropped way down, was even talked about being at number 1. So I think the Charlotte getting LaMelo Ball at number 3 was a solid win for them. And then the other one that not a lot of people are talking about is Detroit getting Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes was someone coming from France, and he played for a Germany team. A lot of people, again, had him really high coming in before, and he ended up dropping for whatever reasons. But I think the biggest thing was we didn't see college ball this year, and so there's a lot of uncertainty out there. So I will say that those are two, Golden State, Charlotte were the 2 big winners, but we'll find out some real winners as the year goes on.
As the year goes on,
there's some steals out there. There's definitely some steals just due to, like I said, the uncertainty of it all. Some people dropped that I didn't think should have dropped, and like I said, we'll find out some real winners out there later this year.
Daniel, going with your winners, then we'll go all the round. Then, who do you think won the most out of this NBA draft?
It's hard to say, man, with everything going on, to be honest. Like we were talking about earlier at the shop, they didn't finish out the season. There's not going to be a long preseason. There's no summer league going on. So a lot of these guys got to come in and put in work, whether, whatever they did last year, whether they're playing overseas or coming out of a big school, So it's hard with basketball, man. You see some guys come in that should make a difference, and they really don't pan out. So especially this year, it's going to be tough. It's going to be
very tough to try to find that gelling.
And I agree with, Wiseman was a good choice, but would that be the choice if they knew the severity of the Klay Thompson injury ahead of time? Who knows? You know what I mean? Is he gonna, do you try to get Ball at number 2 to try to, recover that shooting guard position?
Shooting guard, yeah.
But we'll see how that pans out for them. I feel bad for Klay, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Going down to my winners and losers, I would say going through 1 through 10. I'm just gonna go off here and just say the losers. I don't know if I'm gonna get criticized for this one, but Charlotte for picking LaMelo Ball. What is y'all's problem? Like, what is y'all's problem? Literally, I'm not sure what kind of tape or what kind of film these guys are watching. I'm not sure if the greatness Air Jordan brought him in just for fan purposes, for merchandise purposes, but the dude has, what kind of shot does this guy have? Look at his shot. His brother had to fix it.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think he has a more well-rounded game than his brother. I think so. I've seen him play.
I will say that I think out of the Balls, the family, that I think he is easily the most talented. He's the biggest. I mean, you're coming in at a 6'7" point guard that's 18 years old. Who knows? I mean, he could grow another 2 inches by the end of it. And then on top of it, again, he's played against grown men since he was 16 years old. That's a big difference.
Yes, that is
and
a big
again,
difference.
with no college season this year, and though
he's the only one that might have got experience, maybe.
He's been doing it again for the last 3 years, and I think the one thing about LaMelo that I will say, like, I mean, he's an easy person to hate. I do agree because, I mean, his dad doesn't set him up for much success in that front. However, I do think that he's handled the limelight and everything. I mean, I know my little sister, she follows him on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, that he's one of the new generations. They have their own
Hence
YouTube
why I'm telling you.
stations and
That's
whatnot.
why they brought him on for propaganda, advertising, merch selling.
Well, if
The-
there's somebody to keep him in line, it's
okay,
their,
look.
their greatness.
Who is great? I give it to his dad. Look,
For the marketing purposes.
Marketing
look.
purposes,
Okay,
yeah.
market it however. I say, for a father, up hyping and saying that his son is going to be number one or both his sons.
Yeah, I know. He
Okay.
did his thing.
Two of his sons, you're still waiting on the third one, have gone top 5.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now they don't pan out. They do pan out, whatever. But as a father, he's doing a great job, I think.
Yeah.
Now his son can't play no defense.
Lonzo. You talking about Lonzo?
No, both of them at
okay.
first. Okay, you got okay. You want to focus on the big baller brand right now. Let's go back. Okay, Lonzo had to fix his shot, which I think his brother's gonna have to also.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to. They are just great facilitators, passers, dude. You tell me when Lonzo and Zion, I mean, they look like a very, very well merged.
Yeah,
duo.
no, yeah. I mean, the kid can play as far as being that type of player.
Yeah.
You know, the shot's not there. It's the ugliest shot I've ever seen. But
Yeah.
But the league in its own is going more to an offense and big numbers, 100 points.
it's a fast-paced
Yes,
offense.
a
Run and
fast-paced-
run and gun and shoot. So
Run and gun and shoot. Not much time to actually play defense. The only time you play defense is Western Conference Finals, Game 7s of the playoffs, and Game 7, and as you go into the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the only time defense comes into play. Other than that, when do you ever see defense in a regular season game?
Yeah. And well, I think that goes back to what I do like about LaMelo is that he is 6'7". Like I said, he's essentially a kid, a giant kid. He's 6'7". Again, he's only 18 years old. He could get bigger, but as you say, the new NBA,
The new NBA.
totally offensive driven. That's hard to guard. You know. I mean, think about who the best point guards are right now. Steph Curry, Damian Lillard. Those are both guys that are about
Ja
6'2". John Morant.
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
This guy got 5 to maybe 6 inches on them eventually. So
I thought
it's something definitely to look out for.
the Spurs stole that.
Oh, yeah.
In the second round, the Jones
Trey
brother.
Jones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I thought that was a good pick.
Yeah,
I didn't think he would have fallen to the second round.
And well, even Vessel.
Vessel was a good first round pick, but I'm
Yeah,
saying
but-
for that kid to be there in the second round and pick
He's
him
still
up,
there.
I thought it was a pretty good pick.
Absolutely.
Man.
I mean, so if you ask me a loser, I thought the Chicago Bulls this year with Patrick Williams, who's Vessel's teammate. There's a lot of people that didn't really know whether one or the other better than the other.
Yeah.
You know, so you put a person like that at number 4, and I just don't see it. And the same thing, another loser for me was the Timberwolves. I don't get, whenever something like this happens, when someone jumps from almost a middle pick to number 1, it's because there was some amazing
Something happened.
basketball happening. With no basketball happening, I really don't.
I think the Bulls
get it,
would have
to
been
be
better off
completely
with
honest.
Toppin, Obi Toppin, that the New York picked at 8. I think it would have
Yeah.
been better. The Bulls would have been better with him.
Which were controversial for New York as
As
well.
well.
Is,
I don't know,
everyone
man.
wanted a guard.
Yeah,
Everyone
dude.
got there
That's
said,
what I'm
"Nah,
saying.
we'll add
It was
another
kind of
forward."
like all over the place.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith was happy with his Knicks
Yeah.
earlier this morning with that pick. Man, he was happy. Now with the pick 18, obviously Dallas in mind, and I think we were talking about this when I went to go get my haircut. Oh, I need to clarify this. Speaking of haircuts, where is 204 Susie Street located at, Daniel?
Right off of Foster, behind the Pepsi warehouse.
Behind the Pepsi warehouse, behind BBVA Compass Bank, that's in front of the mall.
That's Susie Street.
That's
Yes, sir.
Susie Street, where you see all those storage units. That's Susie Street. So for
Where you see all the cars parked and you don't know why, just come by at the barber
come
shop.
by at the barber shop. I got to make sure we clarify that because I did get a phone calls. Mr. Freddie, there you go. For the people that called you, they want to know where 204 Susie Street, there it is. But I know one thing that we were talking about in the shop there, Daniel, was Dallas maybe giving the Lake show a run for its money if we get Porzingis. I don't know why they went
think,
with Josh Green.
Hardaway
given-
signed the player option for next year, for this coming season, so he'll be there. And I don't know how they got rid of, or not get rid of, but why they let Curry go. I thought he shot the,
Yep,
the
he
ball
did.
well for him, man.
He did.
He's a good shooter. He's a spot-up shooter. He ain't his brother, but he can shoot. You know, he can play. You got Luka.
Luka.
Porzingis is gonna be kind of, if he,
They keep
hurt.
Iguodala? Oh no, Iguodala. Sorry, he's in the
Iguodala's
Heat.
with the Heat.
Yeah, they had somebody else that was a Ville.
Hardaway, I'm glad he
There we go.
signed.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
Yeah.
Hardaway. That's
I would have kept Curry. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I don't know exactly. To me, Richardson's a lot like Hardaway
Okay.
in the sense like they're athletic guards that get to the hole. I thought Seth Curry, gives you that spacing you kind
Yeah,
of
he
need.
spreads the floor out.
spreads the floor out.
He's a spot shooter.
And that's exactly why the 76ers wanted him.
Yeah.
Is because they've had no spacing
no
over the
spacing.
last year, and they want to give that to Simmons along with Embiid. But to me, it's like a replica of Hardaway.
Yeah.
And Richardson, I do like Richardson. I think he's an amazing player. As far as from a Spurs fan, I thought that he would have been a great fit for the Spurs. The only thing I can think of is that they need that defensive edge a little bit.
Yeah.
Add that
yeah,
defensive
they
edge.
did.
Because they are very
They got
offensive friendly.
They got a
They set the
defensive coach
record
now,
last year.
so
Yeah, and
he's trying to put.
the Mavericks last year were the best offensive team in NBA history.
Yeah.
And that it kind of flared out because of the bubble or whatnot.
Yeah.
I thought they could have done better if they have a full year, but you're talking a team that has done as good as offensively as possible. So
Yeah,
maybe
Luka's-
they were looking for
yeah,
defense.
we'll
That's
see.
that's the only thing I could think of with adding Richardson over Curry.
Yeah, more length.
More.
Yeah.
They, one thing that I'm not sure. I didn't watch the second round. Like I said, I was surprised they didn't pick up or somebody to give Porzingis, the unicorn, some help. He's injured. He's a big playmaker. If you're talking about length, that dude is tall, long arms. I was surprised. Okay, like I said, I don't know what they picked up on the second round, but Josh Green, I would have liked. Well, I would really prefer the center there, even though I know the best center for the first round. If you're gonna get somebody in the first round, yes, you want to go with the center like James Wiseman and waste your first round pick on that, something like that. But as far as Dallas, we were talking about it, when it comes down to the West, that's what I was thinking, they were going to get a center in the first round, but
Add more size in the paint.
size in the paint. Because look, the unicorn is probably going to be very unhealthy, to be honest. Yes or no?
Well, he's had
yeah,
issues with injuries
a lot of issues.
for the last few years. I mean,
Yeah, and if you think about it, the Clippers, esa es una novela.
so they got their own internal issues now.
Esa es una
Yeah.
novela. If you want to be,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
Absolutely.
that's a novela on its own. You go to the Grizzlies, you shut out those two players, and you double team them like we saw that they did, you pretty much can win them.
Yeah.
But the other strong team that out of that bubble that I saw was, and I really liked, and I was surprised, was Dallas.
Yeah.
Why they let Curry leave, I didn't agree with that. But like you said, was money talks. He wanted to go to the Sixers. I think might be a great fit for him too, because you got Embiid, you got Simmons, so
They need a score.
yeah, they need a scorer too.
That was one of the biggest things in the bubble, and why they couldn't get further is they couldn't generate points.
Yeah.
It was plain and simple. I mean, the whole experiment with Bobby, Toby, I'm sorry, Tobias Harris. I mean, he was good in theory, but he didn't generate the points, and he wasn't the offensive threat that they actually thought he was. So, like I said, maybe just spacing out the floor a little bit. They got some length, and so adding that might be doing something good for them. But as far as adding people that did good in the bubble and added something, I think you can't not talk about the Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
They went undefeated, and so what do they do after they go undefeated? They add Chris Paul.
Yeah.
That to me is going to be something to keep your eye on. Bringing that vet toughness to a very young team
Very,
with a
very young
high,
team.
high energy scorer like Devin Booker. I think that's someone to be scared of. And again, the West is just piling on with superstars.
If they
once
stay
again.
healthy, they'll be a playoff team for
Absolutely.
sure.
Oh yeah, they
Absolutely.
stay healthy. I do agree with that.
I think they take exactly take where the Thunder were this year.
Yeah.
You just swap them out.
Swap 'em
Which
out.
This year the Thunder were a 5 seed. if I'm
With a
not
way
mistaken.
better shooting guard.
Oh,
Yeah,
way
absolutely.
better.
With a better score, absolutely.
The Thunder had their heydays,
Yeah.
you know, but like I said, all these
I'm surprised the Nuggets drafted another center, man.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
they would get a shooting guard.
And that's what I was looking at when we talked
have
about
a
the
great-
Mavericks.
They already have a great center.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
so
they drafted
I don't-
another center, but
I think they're trying to help facilitate those two.
Yep.
maybe. Joker seemed to play well, man.
He plays well. Who is it? Morant, right?
Murray.
Murray. Yeah,
Murray.
Murray. They need somebody else to help him
I
out.
thought they needed another shooting
Yeah,
guard.
another shooting
Or
guard.
maybe it's just a pure
That's
shooter.
what I'm saying. They're a guard heavy team. Maybe that's what they're looking for more
Yeah.
of a 4. But same thing is Dallas had the opportunity to grab a couple of centers. There's actually 2 centers that went right afterwards. So no,
It's gonna. And what is interesting, that's gonna lead me to my final question about this NBA draft. With such a quick turnaround, Daniel, with the NBA season looming, obviously they want to get some games in before Christmas because Christmas is what they're known for. How do you think these rookies are gonna take that, going right into basketball?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be tough.
Very,
It's
very
going to be
tough.
tough because there's not really. Well, they should have been somewhat, some kind of for them personal off-season training, but there's not going to be with the team. There's not going to be the summer league. All
Summer
that stuff
league.
helps these guys just to get a taste of what it's like to be out there. But preseason is always long, So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see. It's going to be tough for some of these guys. I'm curious to see this kid, Leandro Baldomar. He got traded, I guess. He got picked up by the Knicks and he got traded to the
Pelicans?
Timberwolves.
Oh, Timberwolves. And why would you say you're very curious?
I don't
about
know nothing about him, and everybody was raving about him, so I want to see him play. See if he's for real or what.
See if he's for real. And that's what it leads to. I mean, obviously the NFL shows. I mean, the NBA did a great job in the bubble, hands down.
And you were right, though. I'm surprised the Spurs didn't pick up any foreigners,
I
man.
told you. The
Oh,
Spurs-
we were hoping Denny. Denny kept number 9. He Washington. So that's actually a little winner there.
Yeah.
Washington got a complete player.
Yeah, that guy.
Denny is probably the most NBA ready foreign player in this whole entire draft.
6'9".
He was projected. He was a lock at 4, and that's why again I don't know what Chicago is doing. He was a lock at 4 all day, and then he dropped to 9. Once he started getting to the 7-8 position, I was like, oh god,
There might be hope.
This is Manu 2. This is Manu
number
part 2.
2.
Yeah.
I was getting really hype about that, but still happy with Vessel. But no, I honestly I think it's almost impossible to actually think unless you're a player ready like Denny. Someone like Denny is going to thrive early. I think he's going to be an asset on Washington's squad. James Wiseman, because of the talent around him, I think he'll be an asset to that squad
Yeah,
immediately.
He'll be good.
But you'll see a lot of these guys struggle again because they hadn't balled
They
in a
haven't
whole
balled
year.
in a while.
I mean,
It's a
I think they
long
stopped-
layoff.
yeah,
Very
they
long.
stopped playing in February and
Yeah.
whatnot. I mean, that's a long layoff, and then jump right into it. And again, I said it earlier is I think there's going to be injury plague season, just like the NFL season is right now. I don't know that it has anything to do with what's going on right now, but I think Klay Thompson is a complete omen
Yeah.
as far as what's going to happen with the NBA season. And that's the other thing. It's not just injuries. You got to take the COVID
All
protocols
that stuff
into
into consideration.
to consideration.
All that
and
adds
stuff.
up and leads it even
Yeah.
harder to practice.
I'll be
Get
honest,
a good 5-on-5 going.
If it affects a 22-person squad
Yeah,
in
it
the
does, a
NBA,
lot.
I mean in the NFL, it's going to highly affect a 5-person squad in the NBA. So
I'll be honest, man. I didn't see this Vessel kid play too much, but watching his highlights, he's got a shot for 6'7".
Yeah.
6'7". I think he has a 6'10" wingspan.
So
we're Kawhi vibes
yeah,
all over
Kawhi
again.
vibes.
Hopefully,
get a big
let's
shooter
hope
out there
so.
on that wing. I hope it doesn't stay out there on the 3-point line too much, but
Right. Well,
we got
he-
3-point shooters.
And
Oh, yeah, we do.
again with Patrick Williams, they're hoping at best that Patrick Williams is a 3 and D guy,
Yeah.
which I don't think you pick your 4 spot for a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
One, and then number 2 is he's not a shooter yet.
Yeah.
Actually, Vessel is shooting at a 40% clip over the last 2 years at 3-point line.
That's
So
good for a
he's
big
a
boy.
true
Yeah,
he's
that
a true
is.
3-and-D guy. So a lot of upside here for him.
It is going to be something to watch, just like when we said, man, the bubble, hopefully, and it didn't disappoint. So, like I said, that is just one thing that we got to stay tuned for is, when the season comes back. And like I said, we're back with, we're going to be switching over to our NFL. Well, you know what, before I do, I got a shout out, we're in the NBA theme. Real quick, Abram. Show everybody that Spurs shirt. Almost looks like the Fiesta. It does have the Fiesta colors. I do like that whole thing on the side. They're great, but like I said,
Nice.
it's
Throwback jersey.
This is actually the Hall of Fame jersey for Tim Duncan that just got released. This is in honor of him making the Hall of Fame this year.
I know I'm gonna be ready. Is it December 3rd when that merch drops?
Yeah.
I am gonna be ready, just like you guys need to be ready. I'm gonna be back with some great commercial breaks and be back with more huddle. Thank you guys. Remember, I'd like to thank the Bells for giving us this time at the beginning of the show. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Be back with more huddle.
Brown Nissan of Del Rio, right on the price, right on the corner, located at 2300 Veterans Boulevard. If you're looking for a quality used vehicle, check out the pre-owned vehicles like a 2017 Hyundai Elantra, a 2018 GMC Denali, a 2019 Kia Optima, or a 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. Raul Rivas and his staff of sales consultants can assist you with your purchase of the vehicle you need and desire while keeping you safe with touchless transactions. You can also check out the inventory online at brownnissandelrio.com. Set up an appointment today by calling 830-775-0566. Brown Nissan of Del Rio would also like to remind everyone to please stay safe and wear your mask.
Wanting to look your best this holiday season? Come by to Daniel's Barbershop, Del Rio's only traditional barbershop, offering tapered cuts, flat tops, and Del Rio's only true razor fades. We are located at 204 Susie Street, or call us at 830-313-7013 for any info. We also offer Suavecito hair products for that style and hold. So look your best this holiday season with a haircut from Daniel's Barbershop. And remember, Del Rio, either wait for the best or settle for the rest.
Looking for something different for lunch or dinner? Well, Buffalo Wings and Rings has new menu items available now, like the Korean Chicken Ringer, Drunken Tenders, Sam Adams Beer Cheese Chips, and the Drunken Chicken Ringer. Come dine in with us at 3600 Veterans Boulevard. We offer curbside and takeout by calling 830-778-1297. We are voted best wings, best margaritas, and coldest beer in Del Rio. Join us today at Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Puro tacuache, vamos a quemar las llantas,
Don't know where to go, cuh? Go to Arkwright Welding and Truck Accessories, where they got wheel and tire packages, lift kits, performance accessories, Linex certified installers, also custom grill guards. Hit them up at Highway 90 West in Del Rio, or give them a call at 830-774-6058 with 3 major ways to purchase with no interest until 4 months. That's 4 months, 0 interest on all purchases. So get those tires burning, cuh, and go to Arkwright Welding and Truck Accessories.
If your refrigerator, washer, or dryer are not working right, Big Dave's Repair. Now open with repair service on ice makers, washers, dryers, microwaves, water heater, range oven, and many other appliances. Give Big Dave's Repair a call. 830-719-2234. 4214 Veterans Boulevard, just before the Y. Authorized dealers of many brand appliances. There's only one name to remember, Del Rio, Big Dave's Repair, for all your appliance repair needs.
United Medical Centers is proud to announce the addition of Mrs. Patricia Gomez, certified family nurse practitioner, to the United Medical Centers family of healthcare providers. She practices family medicine and is eager to serve the Del Rio community's healthcare needs. Schedule your appointment at the South Main Street office by calling 830-774-5534. Open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Your Ashley Home Store, located here in Del Rio, has a semi-annual sale with up to 25% off or 48 months special financing with your Ashley Advantage card. So this is the time for a new dining room, living room, or kitchen set. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic beds. Your Ashley Home Store, located at 504 East 10th Street, or give them a call at 830-775-1508. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Hello, my name is Oscar Sanlao III, linebacker for the Del Rio Rams, and you're listening to The Huddle.
All right, guys. Thank you to all our great sponsors of The Huddle. Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, everybody here on KWMC, for keeping us going. I was talking to Abram. I was like, hey, The Huddle made it even through the whole heat of coronavirus. We made it through there, Daniel.
We're making it through. We're not out yet. We're making it.
We're making it through. Now we're gonna switch to the favorite part of this segment. Is for you DC4Lers. Already getting ready to start commenting on there. This time, Daniel specifically said, "I want to have stats because I want to know."
I don't have no stats though.
Yeah, you do. You go to, I think, the last page. I think I got you some stats right there. Okay. Ahí está. It's clearly going to tell you that I don't know how it happens, but Dak is still doing probably the best quarterback in the team without him even playing.
He's averaging better yards than 5 other quarterbacks that are active right now.
Without him even playing.
Yeah, total yards and passing yards, whatever.
That goes to show you, but there we go.
Hey, no, that goes to show you.
That goes to show, okay, what? What? It goes to show me what?
That Dak can put it down.
Yeah.
That goes to show you.
Okay,
man.
so and here we go, Del Rio. If he is that great, how come they didn't give him the money that he wanted?
Hey, man, that's something you got to take up with Jerry Jones, but.
Come on, they have people there.
You can't underestimate how bad of ownership we have. I believe that, and you can't underestimate how bad. Again, nobody.
Abram, are you a DC4Ler?
Oh, 4L.
4L.
I love the Cowboys so much, but I will say there's not a single soul that's in a high position for the Cowboys front office, or even, let's say, I'll include the offense coordinator as well. But no one in those positions has done anything to earn those positions.
That's true.
No, it's just earned by.
It's been inherited.
Yeah, it's all inherited.
It's a oligarchy over there.
Oh yeah, that's a Caesar back into the Roman times there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, man.
That to me, like I said, too, at least he relinquishes the GM part. And still keeps ownership and just relinquishes the GM part to somebody,
that ain't gonna happen.
Well, I know, but
that ain't gonna happen, man.
Or something, man, or something. But okay, and I need to ask you this, Abram. I already know what Daniel said that on the last show. Do you think the Cowboys should completely tank right now and get the number 1 or 2 spots?
I think that's a far gone conclusion, and I do think that's why Dalton is going to be the starter this week, is because you hurry up and lose. I think that there's the only benefit in winning is just to keep the fans somewhat happy.
But they're happy without them even winning. Look at this guy here.
And again,
he barbecues, he puts briskets.
For me, I'm celebrating losses this year. I'm okay with losses. I think that losses get the best result at the end of it. I don't know that keeping a number 3 pick or number 2 pick is what we want. However, it gives you a ton of leverage. I do think that this team is lacking in enough areas that you almost need to have a complete overhaul as far as the draft.
Yeah.
In your nitty-gritty positions, your line, your D-line, your especially defensive backs, all those need about 2 or 3 spots from where we want them to be. And the only way to get that done at this time is either trade Zeke, which needs to happen, or tank as hard as possible to get as many draft picks as possible.
Okay. Daniel,
I'm celebrating first downs right now.
Are you listening to this, Dario? How bad is it that I got 2 DC4Lers, one that is happy with losing, and one is happy by just getting first downs?
Yeah.
One makes his brisket, his carne asada, even though the Cowboys, he knows he's
That's
gonna
right,
lose.
man. That's right. We got to do it.
Oh yeah, I still turn off. I watch Red Zone religiously, and then the Cowboys play, and I'll watch the whole entire Cowboys game, as mad as it makes me.
What? Other than typewriter, when am I gonna have a non-DC4Ler to back me up on this show? But like,
I will be critical of Cowboys. I will say that.
I am too.
No, I know you guys criticize them, but okay. What is we heard Daniel's ideal trade dream.
Well, it's not a dream trade. I'm just saying that you could trade him in the offseason to get some pieces or some draft picks to rebuild the line, or he's got value.
That's like a car that you want to refinance where you're too much over under.
But there's some value out there for him.
No, I think he's got equity in there, dude.
And that's the thing. He's young.
There's no over under.
I mean, when I look at
you want to run the council on the MLA,
there's no upside down there, man.
Look at the year Zeke is born, and it'll make you feel old because he is still really, really, really young. That is the thing about Zeke is he still got some years in him. I don't think it's with the Cowboys. However, you start looking around Green Bay. You look at someone like the team I thought about today that I was like, where can Zeke land that would really fit him? I think someone like the Ravens.
Yeah.
Where it's a grinding, nitty-gritty team. You need a big back out there. I think they give up some stuff for him, again, because they need to win now. You look for teams that need to win now. I think we can win now in a different way. And that's the other thing that I go to, and I think that's why. I think we have amazing receivers. We do have a quarterback that's coming back next year that is going to be really, really good. And then you focus in other areas. But giving Zeke $90 million guaranteed was the beginning of the end for that whole entire thing. We know we can't keep and then on top of it, we had bad luck with our offensive line. One got a generational disease that very rare. Travis Frederick forced into retirement. Zach Martin's been about the only one holding up, and he can't stay healthy. Tyron Smith,
he's done. He's always hurt.
The best thing he can do for the Cowboys is retire. Yeah. So you went from having 4 All Pro, Lyle Collins as well, 4 All Pros, and thinking you have 10 years locked in, and that ended just as fast as it started. So Zeke, that's one of the players that I think that's what's wrong with the Cowboys is we play people for contracts. AKA why Garrett Gilbert isn't playing again this week is because the only reason I'll tell you for him by a lot is because we paid Andy Dalton already
to be the backup.
To
come in and be paid a lot of money.
That's the only conclusion. Because Garrett Gilbert, he went out there and you couldn't ask for him to do anything better last week in a game against an undefeated team that's had no chance in. You're a 14-point underdog, and we should have won that game. And so for them to come in and immediately say, Andy Dalton, you're the starter regardless of what happened. Andy Dalton didn't generate a single touchdown in the 2 games.
No, he wasn't. So why would you start? It sounds like you're hyping up the Red Rifle like
No, we're giving you the reason why he's playing.
No, I'm saying he's only playing because they already gave him money.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason that Zeke is playing because I'll tell you right now, Tony Pollard looks 10 times better than Zeke.
What is the total rushing yards? I know it's somewhere in the stats.
Well, I'll tell you, Zeke averages about 3.8 yards per carry. Tony Pollard averages 4.4. AKA, you can give him the ball twice, and he's going to get you a first down.
I could average 3.5 yards going to a taco stand more than I can go than Ezekiel gets.
But like I was telling you earlier, Javier, just looking at the prospects that are coming out of college next year. If you look at, let's just say we do get a 3rd round pick, because not that we tank, but that's the way it's going anyways. And then you trade up to get another pick again in between 5 and 12 or 15, whatever. There's 5 big-time offensive linemen coming out of the draft, and they're not even in the top 8. So you can steal one early and pick another one up. That's 2 positions.
That's 2. Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's
2.
And that's where my head is. You get a top 5 pick, and you try and get 2 first-round picks out of it, and you're gonna get what you need.
What about a quarterback?
The quarterback's there. He just needs blocking.
But
what about if he gets hurt? And here we go again. What about middle?
Anyone can get hurt. That's
anybody can get hurt. But they're going to be attacking them, dude.
Outside of a broken leg, Dak
He's
was
been durable,
just as
dude.
durable as
Yeah.
anyone
Well,
else.
yeah, we have his stat.
The one thing that I'll go back to Zeke on is, as far as Zeke, having a rushing champion or a rushing leader in theory seems really nice. But could y'all tell me the last rushing champion, or the person that led the league in rushing and won a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
No, it hasn't.
you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
You
because,
can't.
again, it's really, in today's game, it's really not the formula.
All the Cowboys did was Zeke, and I think we're going to focus.
He sells tickets.
He sells tickets. Why? Because he's always doing this, showing his abs off for the ladies.
I mean, I'm not sure about
there's
this. But
Daniel and you. Y'all want?
I think Zeke won the rushing title. We didn't even make the playoffs.
Right. And then, yeah.
So.
I mean,
first, second year.
Derrick Henry got pretty close last year, but again, you couldn't
short.
get past Mahomes.
Quarterback. You
It's
got to have
quarterback's league. It's a quarterback's league.
Yes, the way the NFL is going now, more of a spread offense. Hardly. I mean, yes, you do see
That's
a lot
why
of
they
rushing.
protect him.
But once again, and I will continue saying this till I see the next year how it goes. Si Dios quiere, llegamos ahí nosotros. Hopefully, people are going to be attacking his ankle or leg, whatever he broke. They are. You tell me in boxing, in anything, if a player shows or has any weaknesses or that you think they might have, you will attack them. Yes or no, Dan?
Well, yeah, but I think he's going to have to learn to play a little differently and be a little bit more cautious, Even in that play when he got hurt, I don't know why he was fighting for an extra yard. They had already gotten the first down, or he could have gotten the first down.
And his injury as well. I think that it was a little less bad than some people thought.
Yeah.
Him dislocating it rather than just, he did have some fracture, but then just a clean break all the way across, tearing all the ligaments, all that other stuff. I think that he did get somewhat lucky in that sense. A lot of people thought it was a year injury, but that's realistically it's about a 6
months.
Week, yeah.
It's a year in Cowboys time. It's
In
a
COVID
year
time,
in Cowboys time. The more,
time.
I think, look, guys, to be honest, just tank, buy yourself those nice Nike shoes that I showed Daniel, and he absolutely loved them. That's probably the most happiest I've seen him, other than getting a first down when I saw him. He saw those shoes.
No, I agree. I do think I'm all team tank. I think that it's good and fun.
I think it's gonna happen regardless.
To try,
So,
I don't think you guys are gonna win a game anymore.
Well, this is the scary part about it. We got I think we play the Bengals.
We come
we got a couple of winnable games coming up.
because we play our division. One more
and
time
then,
apiece.
Again, so you could mess around and win 5 games and
What?
make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so that's the other thing is why would you don't want to get into a situation where you go from the 7th, 8th pick to the 16th pick because you made the playoffs. One of these teams is gonna be. Somebody.
You said 5 wins, right?
Someone from the East Division could easily go in with 5 to 6 wins.
Are you guys like in Teletubby land or something?
8 and 8.
5? Where are you coming up with 5 wins?
Or 7 and 9.
Realistically,
who's the leader right now? With 2 wins? With 3 wins?
Yeah.
The leader has 3 wins.
We're tied up.
Oh, look, right now, when the season started, I said we were an 8-8 team. Okay, Daniel said his best case scenario.
The Eagles and Giants are tied at 3 wins apiece.
Oh, okay,
with 10.
We're one game behind.
This is week 11.
Place.
Do you see yourself even winning a game?
Yeah.
And again, that's where you got to be careful because you could easily find yourself in the playoffs in this division
and not get nobody in the draft.
Yeah, without even trying, you can end up in the. Again, there. I do think honestly, the Giants may mess around and win this. I may call it now.
I think
the Giants may mess
true,
around and win this division.
That record, the Giants' record
Saquon
doesn't
Barkley.
reflect their team, man, because they have a good team.
Every single game, they're right there.
They're right there.
And they just beat the Eagles this past week, who everyone thought was gonna easily win this division. One of the things I just want to throw out there is that Carson Wentz has everybody fooled.
Oh yes. Oh,
I'll just put that out there. He is
that's another place that I think Zeke will probably go to just to the Eagles.
And again,
you never know.
And again,
you never know. They need a running back there.
They may spend some money to throw a player like Zeke in.
Yes,
and that's what is Zeke 26?
Yeah. All right, going to our power rankings. Me and Daniel are gonna edit our power rankings after. But I'm going to go with Abram. Where do you start at your number 5?
I think in light of everything that has happened, I did think that New Orleans was probably the third best team. But with no Drew Brees, but again, Drew Brees not being as good as he's been in the past, I think that they have enough pieces in there to kind of hold up. That's why you that's why you sign Jameis. He just can manage it enough, and as long as
Which
he don't
Jameis?
Winston, as long as he's not,
You hear that?
he has weapons around him. He's not. They're not asking him to throw it 50 times like he did in Tampa Bay. He just has to manage them into the playoffs, and then they go in as the same team they were before. So I think they are the 5th best team.
Ooh,
The Saints.
the Saints. Daniel, what modifications would? Oh no, wait, no. Abram, go with number 4.
So I do think
let Abram go through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go with number 4.
a team that, I mean, to me, the only reason I think they're a little bit, I mean, they could be better or worse, and again, they're just really inconsistent, is Green Bay. I think some weeks they look like the second best team or the best team in the NFC, and then there's weeks where
I was surprised they struggled with the Jaguars.
Exactly. There's weeks like this past week where they shouldn't have had anyone touching them, and they really underperform at home against a team of the Jaguars that has a backup rookie quarterback, a backup rookie running back, no line whatsoever, no defense, and they struggle to put up points. And again, at home in the cold against a summer or a beach team, if you will. So I think they're number 4. I think they could be easily a number 3, could be number 2. At number 3, I do have Tampa. Again, inconsistent, very inconsistent, but they have all the pieces there.
Tampa at 3.
I do. You can't underestimate the value of somebody like Tom Brady being your head guy. Now they added Antonio Brown. You got Godwin. You have Evans. Easily, even out there with some of the cores you got there, that's easily the best receiving tandem. Their defense kind of held up for a little bit. They can get it back together. I think that they are really tough out. I think at default, I don't think that this team is the second best team in the NFL. They just kind of keep surprising me every single week. But the Steelers.
Yeah,
I don't really get why they are so good.
So good, right?
I mean, every week I feel like same kind of with Drew. I mean, I think it's a consistency thing. Look who we got there. You got Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady.
Quarterbacks.
That's all 4. And again, they got Ben Roethlisberger. Every single time I see him, I think he's gonna fall off, and then he just makes miracle plays time in, time out. So Pittsburgh, and then their defense is solid. Minka Fitzpatrick, got Hayden, you got Watt. I think they surprised a lot of people out there. But then I think going back to, it's a quarterbacks league, the number 1 team. I think by far the best player in the whole NFL, Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, well.
I honestly think he probably could be the best football player I've ever seen in my entire life. And so at number 1, I think you easily have KC. And again, you got the quarterback, then you got weapons all around this guy. Adding Le'Veon Bell, you already had a surprise at the rookie spot with the running back with Clyde. Then, of course, you got Travis Kelce. Having the number 1 position player at the tight end, I think, is an undervalued thing. And because Kelce doesn't match up with anybody. He's too big for your safety. He's too fast for your linebackers. He's too aggressive for anyone else in between there. So I think KC is an easy pick at 1. I do think that they actually repeat, barring anything serious happening.
Any freak accidents there. Daniel, your power rankings as you're editing there. Ooh, interesting.
So I kept the Chiefs at 1.
Okay.
I moved the Steelers up to 2 to take the Saints position because of what happened. I moved the Packers down to 4 and put the Bills at 3. So I got the Chiefs, Steelers, Bills, Packers, and I'm going to leave the Saints at 5 for now because we got to see what happens. But they're very close to being knocked off that top 5 list.
Oof. Okay,
Because
question.
Drew Brees is everything for them, man.
Oh
We'll see.
yeah, he's
And he hasn't been playing lights out, but I mean,
And that
they
is
find-
the other thing. I feel like they're being generous with the amount of time that he's going to be missing.
Oh,
that's
I
horrible
think it's
injury,
a
man.
little bit
bad.
longer than a month.
collapsed lung.
5
Yeah,
fractured
month.
ribs.
Mm.
They
Yeah,
said
I don't know.
3 weeks to 4. Like,
Yeah,
Nah.
on both sides.
He's
and
not a
that-
T1000. He's not a T1000. What are
You
you
guys
talking
haven't seen me
about?
And I
for 2
saw
years
him
with
with
that
his
injury.
kids. He don't got no chest brace on, nothing.
Yeah.
He's there just hanging
Now,
out.
Daniel, you didn't have the Bills on your list at all last
no,
week.
because they were like this
They're
with the
at the
Seahawks,
cusp.
with the Seahawks at 5.
Okay, and then remember, guys, we got some great Thursday
I
night
bumped them up,
football
though.
there.
Yeah, they're
Cardinals and Seahawks going on at 7.
I'm bumping them up though, man,
3. Okay, but
because of everything else that happened.
why 3 though? And then obviously you got typewriter's favorite
They're
team
still at 4 for me.
at 4, and the Saints, which there puts me at a question.
That's gonna be either or them or the Bucks.
Or that's what I was gonna tell you. How come you do not have Tampa in here?
They're gonna be there.
Okay, but why not right now?
I know. We still gotta
Why?
see.
We want why? What's
Well,
going
I gotta
on?
see what the Saints do this weekend.
I will say the
You
one
put a
dark
lot of
horse.
hope on Jameis Winston. I
don't have hope on him. Just the team's
Yeah.
already in position. All he has to do is hold it together. That's it.
I think the one dark horse that I had debated at number 5 instead of New Orleans, especially in light of what has happened, is the the Cardinals.
See, they're right
Cardinals,
there too.
as well as the Rams. But I like the Cardinals a little more.
But
th-
that's why
at the
I'm saying-
time
yeah.
because Kyler Murray is just different. I mean, not everyone talked about the catch that Hopkins did in the end
was
zone,
a
which
pass.
amazing
Pass.
to get
It was a
above
pass.
everybody like that. Is essentially dunked on everyone that tried to go up against him. But the Murray rolling against the grain and just switching his hips and just flipping it out there 50 yards like it wasn't nobody's business right on target. I think that doesn't get talked about enough. That dude he plays like a shortstop out on the field.
And he
Again,
does have a
now-
good. I really like that coach he has, Kingsbury.
Yeah, Cliff.
I do like him a lot.
I'm from Lubbock.
I do.
So I followed, like I said earlier, I think
Gross.
Mahomes. I didn't go to school there. Texas State represent Bobcat for life. But my sister and everyone I knew, and growing up there, I went to probably every single Tech home game for like 4 years straight. I do think that Kingsbury got something going on in the desert out there. I think he was born to be an NFL coach. I think that's kind of why he didn't really thrive as much as he wanted to at Tech. But he produced NFL players. You know, you talk about Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes. He coached every single one of those guys. So seeing those dudes.
That division's tight though right now. That's why you can't
yeah.
really like boost someone up.
And again, that's a tough division. Even the
Other than the
San
Niners, who are
Francisco,
having
and that's what I was
injury
gonna say.
issues.
Even San Francisco is not an easy game whenever you got to go across them. I mean, easily with 2 weeks ago, Seahawks is a top 3
that's
team.
what I'm saying.
All day, and I still think that they're going to be an incredibly tough
It's
out.
gonna be a good game tonight. I think so.
Tonight it's going to be a tough game.
My top 5. I'm gonna start with number 5. The Bills coming in at 5. The Bills coming in at 5. They're still there. I leave them there.
Okay, and then you put
Tampa at 4.
You got rid of the pack.
Yes. No, the Pack. I bumped them up.
Did you?
Yes.
They barely beat the Jaguars.
But look, and I'll keep it short. They got that bad man.
Yep.
Well, that's
The
even
bad
worse because they could barely beat the Jaguars. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Not because I'm trying to hype up typewriter, but okay.
And then
The Steelers going to number
Yeah.
2, Chiefs at 1. If and like I said, they do got a shoe in, but like, I mean, Cardinals, great game, great team. I do like their coach. I like how obviously you never want to. Like, I'm not a big fan of winning last pass, but like I said, Rodgers is the king of Hail Marys too, so I really couldn't say anything on that. But this game should be a pretty close one too on this Thursday night game, guys. There's your power rankings according to the huddle.
That's a personal opinion power ranking.
Power-
Because if you want to read power rankings, the Steelers should be over the Chiefs. They're undefeated, but that's not the case.
Hey, but
Knowing you, you're probably switching.
I might. If they
and
win
that's
two
why
more games.
all these guys are tough outs in the playoffs because they're like, they're your ISO shooting guards,
Yeah.
like your Michael Jordan, your Kawhi Leonard type.
Give them the ball at the end of the game.
You give them the ball at the end of the game, and you make it happen.
Go out there and win it.
It's a different ball game whenever it's one drive left in the game, and any of these 5 guys in the top 5, 6 there, you'd be happy to have them there leading that drive.
All right, guys. I said thank you for everybody tuning in. Really quick, I need to remind everybody, where is Daniel's Barbershop? Daniel, please remind everybody, because I keep getting phone calls. Where is 204 Susie
204
Street?
Susie Street, Daniel's Barbershop, right behind the Pepsi warehouse, right behind the BBVA Bank. Come by and see us. We're open tomorrow and next week for Thanksgiving. We'll be open our normal hours, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then we're going to shut down for the Thanksgiving break. But come by and see us, 9 to 5.
There
Daniel's
you go.
Barbershop.
Thank you, Daniel's Barbershop. Get a great. The only
True razor
fade. I get them all the time. So does my son Esteban, who falls asleep. Abram, what'd you think?
I loved it.
Loved it. You survived. You saw how me and
Glad
him
to be
get
here.
after it.
Not at all.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's nothing compared to my deals.
It's because we didn't bring a 24 ouncer this time. And don't just see. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the huddle. Muchas gracias. Remember, more huddle every Thursday at 6 p.m., but not next week because it is Thanksgiving. Para los guajalotes and everything. Remember, food distribution for Precinct 4, free turkeys, mañana with Mr. Gustavo Flores. You guys have a
Be safe, Del Rio.
Be safe. God bless. And remember, try to do something good for somebody today.
This sport talk show was presented by KWMC